Professor Dr. S. Gauri is the Director of EMRC of UGC and also Professor in the Department of Manufacturing Engineering, Anna University. He is the recipient of the National Award for Outstanding Academic 2011, honored by the Indian Society of Technical Education, New Delhi in 2012. He has previously been the Registrar of Anna University of Technology, Chennai. He received BE in Mechanical Engineering from Tyagarajar College of Engineering, Madurai, MTech in Production Engineering and PhD in Precision Machining in IIT Madras. He was awarded for his PG project work in IIT Madras. His main areas of interest are technical education system development, precision machining, rapid prototyping, FEA, biomedical engineering, medical image analysis, and shape memory alloys. He is a life member of ISTE, AMM, and SME of USA. He has been awarded with fellowships of research work done in surface engineering by NSF USA in 1992 and by NSTB Singapore in 1997 to 1999. He is a visiting faculty in India and abroad in many colleges and universities, including Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, Technical University, Weingarten, Stuttgart, Germany, and taught nanotechnology. He has traveled many countries, including Germany, UK, USA, Netherlands, Singapore, Spain, Switzerland, Malaysia, Brunei, and Australia for his academic works. In addition, he got international travel fellowships from UGC, AICTE, CSIR, and DST. He has successfully completed several projects in India and abroad. He has offered technical consultations in India and abroad to MNCs such as Sony of Japan, Pratt & Whitney of USA, GE of Singapore, iGel of Australia, and also to Railways Coach Factory, Chennai. He was a member of the Technical Expert Committee selected by DST to participate in the Indo-UK Manufacturing Engineering Colloquium held in January 2012. He headed the International Joint Project on Virtual Laboratories on Mechatronics, a real-time web-based project with partners from Julius Maximilian University, Würzburg, Germany, and the University of Madrid, Spain in 2005. He is holding an international patent for the work done in micromachining during his tenure in Singapore. He is a member and director of several Tamil Nadu government advisory boards.
In this lecture, we will learn that optimization also means minimization of cost, waste, and time consumption for a particular project or particular production activity or scheduling, etc. Certain changes in the Isotope coefficients will give you the starting table from which we will be able to identify which is the entering variable, and once you identify the entering variable, we can find out which will be the leaving variable by following the key column and the key row operations what you have done for maximization problem. Remaining procedure is same.
So, this is the standard form of the minimization problem. Now, the total number of variables are 9 variables. There are 9 variables, 9 number of variables. How many equations? 3 equations. 9 minus 3, 6. So, 6 non-basic variables. When the number of variables are n, the number of equations are m. N minus m number of variables can be set equal to 0 in order to get a starting solution. So, 6 is the number of non-basic variables. Then who are the non-basic variables, or which variables can be assigned to become equal to 0? You can take any 6 variables. So, we put x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, s3 equal to 0, you will get a1 equal to 40, a2 equal to 32, a3 equal to 65. If you put in a different way, x1, x2, x3, a1, a2, a3 equal to 0, forget about them, then minus s1 equal to 40, that is s1 equal to minus 40, s2 equal to minus 30, s3 equal to minus 65, where you assumed s1, s2, 3 are greater than or equal to 0, violation. There it is not the feasible solution at all. So, in order to get a starting basic feasible solution, you should assign these number of variables, like that means the 6 variables are x 1 equal to x 2 plus x 3, s 1, s 2, s 3 equal to 0. Then you will get a 1 40, a 2 32, a 3 65. So, you get a starting solution. So, this is the starting feasible solution. Clear? Now, with this you can go to the table what we have written previously, do that. But before that, let us have some more discussion with this. A 1, A 2, A 3 artificial variables. They have been introduced here in order to get a starting solution, but actually they are not at all in the problem. So, since they are not at all in the problem, even though they are feasible, they cannot yield an optimal solution. That means, with this as a starting solution, if you find out the z value, that is not optimal. Now, with this you want to write out the z equation. When you want to write down the z equation, how will you write? Bring this one, minimize z is equal to 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 5x3 plus there nothing is there, 0s1, 0s2 like that, no, all are 0s1, 0s2 like that you will put. Similarly, a1 also like to put. Then to write down the table, you will bring everything to the left, z minus 2x1 minus 3x2 minus 5x3 minus 0s1 minus 0s2 minus like that you will write. Yes or no? I have brought down. Then when you write the table, when you begin to write the table like this, basic z value x1, x2, x3, s1, s2 like this, what will you write? The coefficient minus 2, minus 3, minus 5, 0, 0, 0. And here what will you write? A1, A2, A3, here you will write everything. Finally, here you will write the value 40, 32, 65. Yes or no? Let us forget about this thing. Let us now A1, A2, A3 are 40, 32, 65, greater than or equal to 0 feasible. But to check for optimality, what is the condition? In the case of a maximization problem, if any of the z row coefficient is negative, then that is not optimal. If all the z row coefficients are positive, the solution is optimal. In the case of minimization problem, if all the z row coefficients are just reverse. In the case of maximization problem, if any of the z row coefficient is negative, it is not optimal. In case of a minimization problem, if any of the coefficient is positive, it is not optimal, just reverse, because you have brought everything to the left. If you keep in the right, again the reverse of the statements. That means, in the case of minimization problem, what is the indication of optimality? If all the z row coefficient are negative, if all the z row coefficient are negative, the solution is optimal. Yes or no? That means, this condition shows it is optimal. Even though these are feasible, A1 40, 32, it is not showing optimality, but here it shows we have reached optimality, we cannot proceed further. Yes or no? Do you find out the confusion or the difficulty? Do not feel it is wrong, that is right. Even though you get a non-acceptable feasible solution, that is not optimal, but here it shows they are optimal. The reason is A1, A2, A3 are positive. These are the unwanted fellows for the artificial purpose, and they have got the value. Now, they should be forced to go away. Then only you will be able to find out this can be improved. That means this equation should be rewritten. This equation should be rewritten so that you will get some positive here. Then you can go for optimality. Clear? That's good. Now, how can I rewrite this? For this, there are two techniques adopted to solve such a problem. One is called Big M method. The second is called two-phase method. The Big M is just like big shot, M, magnificent, that means very big. It is not infinity. It is that is why we put sufficiently large. Still, we do not define what is the value of M. Still, we say the M may be 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 1 million, 2 million, anything else you like. We can assign a huge value, but if you assign a huge value, it is very difficult to calculate, because those days there were no computers, calculators, they were only slide rules. So, they assigned only just like an M, very big M value. That is why we put sufficiently large, just like how many mobile phones are in the country. Now, the time is 9:05. At 9:05, how many mobile phones are in the country? Infinity? No, it is not infinity. So, it is very large. Number of phones, mobile phones are large. For example, how many ballpoint pens in the country? That is not infinity, it is very large. Sometimes you may feel, what is such a question, funny question you are asking. Yeah. So, you just understand what is the meaning of M. Like that, put such a value of M, that is a coefficient. And this is also just like an artificial. So, this M should be multiplied with the artificial variables like MA1, MA2, MA3, MA4. That should be multiplied with only artificial variables, just like a coefficient for artificial variables. Please note, the surplus and slack variables do not have any coefficients, because that are included in that itself. Like that, here also we can consider, but still in order to eliminate such people, such fellows, we are assigning with some largest positive coefficient, so that we will take some action with that. So, finally, these artificial variables will not exist in the optimal or the feasible solution, then only you will be able to get an optimal solution. That is why we put MA1, MA2, MA3 like that. Wherever artificial you will use, you put the value of M. Again, do not put M1, M2, M3, because that itself is sufficiently large, whether 1,45,663.3 and another 1,45,643.5, not much difference, it is large. So, we do not differentiate by M1, M2, M3, we put just M like that. And this M, A1, A2, A3 should be written here, like minimize is at 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 5x3 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3. Then, in the case of minimization problem, just add MA1, MA2 plus MA3. We add it MA1, MA2, MA3 in the case of minimization problem. In the case of maximization problem, that should be, if this is a maximization problem, then instead of plus MA plus M plus A, it should be minus MA1, minus MA2, minus MA3, just reverse, take down. In case of minimization problem, the coefficient M and the artificial variable A1, A2, A3 should be written as plus MA1 plus MA2 plus MA3. That means, it should be added with the objective function. In the case of maximum problem, just reverse, that is minus MA1 minus MA2 minus MA3 should be written like that. So, why should we add here, why should we subtract here? No question in your mind? Anybody had that idea in the mind? but you stated to ask. Yes? Who had that question in the mind? Please raise your hand. Yes. Then, yeah. What is the problem? Minimization. If finally A1, A2, A3, any of them, any one or more than one or all the three becomes positive like this 40, 32 like that, and you multiply with the bigger value, you won't get the real minimum value of this. With the real minimum value, it is getting added. So, you get the maximum value, that is not the objective, that is not the optimal solution. Clear? When A1, A2 become larger than 0 like this, then when you multiply with MA1, MA2, their total value become very large. But what we want, this is not at all existing, we want to find out the minimum value of this. The minimum value, for example, if it is 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 5x3, the minimum value is, for example, 45. Assume the minimum value is 45, which you are supposed to get. If they become positive, you will get 45 plus 1 million, which is not the actual optimal solution. That means they should be forced to become 0. So, when you add it, naturally, you will force them to become 0 in order to get the minimum value. That is why it is added. In the case of a maximist problem, you are subtracting it. Why to subtract? In case just like the same one. For a case of a maximization problem, the maximum is at 5x1 plus 3x3 plus 2x2, so and so, put minus MA1 minus MA2 minus MA3, like that you have to put. You want to get the maximum value of them, maybe 105, this is maximum value, for example, 105. If A1, A2, A3 are not 0, what will happen? They will have a very big value, then that will be subtracted from this, it become negative, then you will not truly find out the maximum value, you are finding the minimum value. That is why, in order to have the maximum value of the 105 find out, for example, you should force them to become 0. So, to force them to be 0, you put minus. So, this is plus, you are putting plus MA1 plus M or minus M, this is called, you are penalizing, penalty. By putting minus sign here, you are penalizing the coefficients. By putting plus here, you are penalizing them. So, once you feel penalized, that should be removed, otherwise that will violate or change the objective value. So, in the case of minimization, plus MA1 plus MA2 plus MA3, maximization, it is minus MA1 minus MA2, and that is called penalizing, sometimes it is called penalty method also, by putting M value. So, just by putting M value, the value will not increase or decrease as you like, largely it is penalized, so that you will get the true optimal value. In order to get the true optimal value, penalize the values, variables, by putting minus M plus M plus M, in the case of a minimization here, in the case of maximization here. This should be first understood. And still, this is a sufficiently large value, quantity, but want to write a program and solve the simplex method by this method in a computer, then the computer law, the program will, you have to assign the value. What is the value of M? You cannot just assume. So, at that time, this technique cannot be used. So, you have to go for the other technique called two-phase technique. In the two-phase technique, we do not use the big M value, we use in a different way without putting any other things. Clear? So, so far what you have done, let me put in a nutshell. Any given LPP can be written in its equivalent simplex technique, that is called Gauss-Jordan. And the simplest technique, before you proceed, you should get a starting solution. In order to get a starting solution, find out the basic variables and non-basic variables. The non-basic variables are forced to become 0, so that out of which you will get values of other variables, they are basic. If there are n number of variables and m number of equations, n minus m number of variables can be set equal to 0, they are called non-basic. Out of which you get, they are called the basic. And with that, we will start a starting table. In the starting table, the left hand side shows the who are the basic variables, and the rightmost one shows the corresponding values of the variables. If all the corresponding values of the variables are 0 or positive, then the solution is feasible, but check whether it is optimal. The optimality can be checked from the Z-row coefficients. In the Z-row coefficients, if all the Z-row coefficients are 0 or positive, the solution is optimal in case of maximization problem. If any of the Z-row coefficient is negative, the solution is not optimal. If there are more than one negative coefficient in the Z-row, pick out the most negative, and that is a variable called as entering variable, and the corresponding column is called the entering column. People say that is called key column or pivot column. So, once that variable enters, it should occupy the place of any one of the basic variables in the table, and the next iteration one of the basic variables in the iteration should leave, then only entry variable can occupy. And how you find out the leaving variable is find out the ratio between the solution column coefficient or the value divided by the key column value in the corresponding rows. Whichever the ratio give the least non-negative ratio, and that is a key row or pivot row, and corresponding variable will be the leaving variable. And when you write down the new variable as a entering variable in the leaving variable position, write down the new numbers in the next iteration. And there are two rules which we have discussed. One is new key row is equal to old key row divided by the key number, just right. And the second rule for to write down all the other numbers is the new number is equal to old number minus corresponding number in the key column multiplied by corresponding number in the new key row. So, with that we can write down the table. Once you finish the table, again check whether the solution is optimal. If still the optimality is not reached, go for iteration after iteration until you get all the Z-row coefficient reaches optimality. And once you are unable to get a starting solution, then go for bigger method after introducing artificial variables. Do not introduce artificial variables for every constraint. Whichever constraint is unable to give the starting solution, put an artificial variable. Once an artificial variable is introduced, the artificial variable should be kicked out or should not be there in the final iteration. So, in order to remove them, we are penalizing the Z-row coefficient. How to penalize the Z-row coefficient? In the case of minimization problem, put plus MA1 plus MA2 plus MA3 in the case of minimization problem in the objective function. In the case of a maximization problem, put minus MA1 minus MA2 minus MA3 in order to penalize, so that the A1, A2, A3 will become 0 in the end. Clear? Now, you have understood this MA1, MA2. So, instead of solving a 3 variable problem, let us go to the 2 variable problem, which is easier and solve it step by step. So, I have included all the 3 type of constraints. One is a perfect equation, the second is greater than or equal to, the third one is less than or equal to. To get the starting solution, write everything in the standard form like 3x1 plus x2 equal to 3, 4x1 plus 3x2, what is right here is equal to 6, x1 plus 2x2 plus s2 equal to 4. Good. How many variables? There are 4 variables. How many equations? 1. That means by putting any one variable 0, you should get a starting solution. Can you do like that? You can't get. Put x1, again there is equation. x2 0, again equation. s1 0, there are equations. So, it is not possible. One variable cannot be set equal to 0. When it is not possible, go for putting artificial variable. The first one, put the artificial variable where there is a surplus variable a1, clear, minus s1. Now, how many variables? 5 variables. How many equations? 2. By putting any 2 variables equal to 0, you will get a solution. What are the 2 variables you can put? Put x1 and x2 0, become 0 equal to 3. No. Or even with that x1 0 minus s1 plus a1 is 6. and S2 is 4. So, again it is a violation. So, you can't get with that. Yes or no? You can't get it. You don't get a starting solution. What shall we do? Yeah, we need one more artificial variable. Where can you put the one more artificial variable? Where there is a perfect equation, you put it to avoid the number of computation here. Here you put A2 because there is no additional variables, no, only given variables are there. By case you put x1, x2 0, this becomes 0. You will not get a starting solution. So, you have to think in that way. Anyway, artificial variable is no way existing, but you have to get a starting solution. We put a, now let us come to this. Now, how many variables are there? 6 variables. There are 6 variables, 3 equations by 3. So, what are the 3 variables you can put 0? x1, x2, s1 0. If you put x1, x2, s1 0, you get a2 equal to 3, a1 equal to 6, s2 equal to 4. In case you have put a2 here, what will you get? 0 equal to 3. It is invisible. That is why you have to think. Clear?
We put a1 for the first equation, sir.
a1 here.
Yes, sir. And then put values of x1 and x2 as 0. We'll get a2 is equal to 3 now, sir. I mean a1 is equal to 3 now, sir.
Yeah.
That is also feasible now, sir.
But this is what will you put here? A2.
No, instead of that a1, if you put it in the first equation.
Yeah, put a1. Okay. You don't want anything here. You don't want anything here. Okay. If you don't, x1 is 0, x2 is 0, s1 is 0. No solution you get from this. Now it's clear. Any more question? We can't put one more a3 here. Can we put? If we put a3 for example here, plus a3. How many variables? 7, 3, 4. Any 4 variables can be set equal. What are the 4 variables? x1, x2, s1, a3 again 0. You are unnecessarily inviting more number of problems to you. Have minimum as many as possible, do not put a3. So, from this a simple rule I tell you, my dear friends, wherever there is a negative one surplus variable, put first artificial variable, check whether it is possible. And if still it is not possible, check whether there is any equation here, put there. If there are no equation, if it is less than or equal to, put in that plus s1, put another a1, a2, a3 like that. Do not put more than the required number of artificial variables. You can put as many as possible, but eliminating them will be difficult. In mathematical function, you have to do number of iterations, number of calculations unnecessarily. That is not wanted. You have put one more column, no? One more column, you have put number of iterations, calculations, waste of time. So, try to put minimum number of artificial variables. If x1 equal to x2 equal to s1 0, what do you get out of that? a2 3, a1 6, s2 4. Clear? I will rewrite this. The combination only we are adding it. Then rewrite is that minus 4x1 minus x2 minus ma1 minus ma2 equal to 0. Yes or no? Now, my friend asked, who asked that? All minus comes are again, you said no. Now, the negative minus 4 minus x minus m minus m. This is a minimization problem. If all the Z2 coefficient are negative, you have reached optimality, minimum value. Please remember, in the case of maximization problem, if any of the Z2 coefficient is negative, not optimal, you do iteration after iteration, you bring them to 0 or above, that is maximum. You bring from below 0, negative, come to 0, if all the Z2 coefficient is 0, again it is optimal. It can be 0 or positive, it is optimal. In the case of minimization, if any of them is positive, we do not want, you push them to 0 or below. So, if the coefficients are negative, all the Z2 coefficient negative in case of minimization problem, the solution is optimal. Here all are, it is optimal. Yes or no? But what is the value of this? A1, A2, S3 are, these two are artificial, they are present. This can be present. So, it is surplus, I mean slack. But these people should not be there. A1, A2 should not be there, they should be equal to 0. That means that is not acceptable. That is why you get a problem here. It means you rewrite all this in terms of the basic variable what you have set, like this. This equation can be written as A1, A2, no? A2 is equal to 3 minus 3x1 minus x2. I am ready to keep this A2 here, bring everything to the right. 3 minus 3x1 minus x2 I am writing here. Similarly, here A1 is equal to 6 minus 4x1 minus 3x2 plus s1. Similarly, here I am writing here, see what all the values we got, no? A2, A1, S2. So, I am writing the constraints in terms of A2, A1 and S2 in order to get a starting solution. So, what is S2? S2 equal to 4 minus x1 minus 2x2. This is A2, this is A2. This is A1, this is A1. This is S2, this is S2. Just I am rewriting. I am writing all the, what is x1, x2, s1, s2? They are non-basic. For the iteration, they are non-basic. You have put 0. So, I am writing, they are basic. So, I am writing the basic variables in terms of non-basic to get a solution. That means, I will rewrite this z minus 4x1 minus x2 minus m. What is A1? 6 minus 4x1 minus 3x2 plus s1 minus m. What is A2? 3 minus 3x1 minus x2. Then what more is there? Problem 0 s1 plus 0 s2 equal to what? 0. Clear? I am just rewriting. Then z minus 4x1 minus x2 minus 6m minus plus 4m x1 plus 3m x2 minus m s1 minus 3m plus 3m x1 plus m x2 plus 0 0 equal to 0. Rewrite. What are the x1? Minus 4x1, x1, 3m x1. 4m x1 plus 3m x1, 7m x1 okay, I have written them. Then what is x2 is there? Minus x2, 3m x2 and 1 plus m x2 equal to 4m x2. Then what more behind? Minus 6m plus minus ms1. Am I right? Plus 7m minus 4 x1 plus 4m minus 1 x2 minus m s1 equal to 9m. Clear? Okay, now your problem solved. Is that plus 7m minus 4. 7m is very big. Just to take 4 rupee out of that. Out of 7 million, you take 4 rupees. Whether positive or negative? Still positive. That is why it is a positive coefficient. And plus 4m minus 1, from 4 million take 1, even if it is 4 rupees, okay. 1, still it is positive. It is minus m negative, equal to 9m. So, this is positive, this is positive. The etc. coefficient, in the case of minimization problem, the coefficients are positive. Is it optimal or not? No, it is not optimal. And now I have to push down to 0 or below, because this is 9m, very big value. I should bring it to as much as less possible, to the least. So, now I can go for the iterations. Now, all the problems have been alleviated. Yes or no? Artificial variables, you need not to worry. Optimality, you need not to worry. Feasibility, you need not to worry. It is just like the first simplex technique what you have done. The same procedure you can follow and do that. Can you do? No. Let me rewrite the table. A2 is not here, 0. A1 is not here, 0. S1 is here, minus m. S2 is not here, 0. And the last one, I will rewrite, put the column later. What should I write here? A2 equation. A2, the first one, you are getting A2 equal to 3 from this. So, 3 x1 plus 1 x2, A2 is 1, 0, 0, 0. The second one, this equation, please note I am writing this for x1, not that, and this is written in order to get this, and you write only what is given in the original structure. So, A1, the corresponding to this is equal to 4, 3x2 is 3, and A2 is 0, A1 is there 1 minus 1, that is equal to 0, and S2, what is the coefficient x1? 1, 2x2, 2, 0, 0, what should I write here? 0, S2, 1. What is the value here? 9m. What is the value A2? Coefficient here 3. Here 6. Here 4. That is all. How do you say it is not optimal? There are two Z coefficients under x1 and x2 are positive, 7m, 4m, remaining are negative, that is a large value. It is feasible because A1, A2, S2 are greater than 0. So, it is feasible. So, it is feasible, but not optimal. Which is the entering variable? The entering variable is selected from any other positive coefficient. If there are more than one positive, the most positive, that is most positive, largest. Which is the most positive? 7m or 4m? 7m. 7m is the most positive. Write down. Among the Z coefficients, the positive coefficients are 7m minus 4 and 4m minus 1. The most positive coefficient is 7m minus 4, and the corresponding variable is x1, and hence x1 enters. 7m minus 4 is the most positive coefficient, hence x1, the corresponding variable x1 enters. X1 is the entering variable, and the corresponding column is the entering variable column. This is the key column or entering variable column, key column or entering variable column or pivot column. Now, find out which is the leaving variable, find out the ratio, to find out the leaving variable ratio. 3 divided by 3 is equal to 1, 6 divided by 4, 1.5, and here it is 4 divided by is equal to 4. The smallest non-negative ratio is the first ratio 3, that is a 1. The smallest positive ratio is 1. So, this ratio is corresponding to Which row? First row. So, this is the key row. The corresponding variable is A2. So, A2 leaves. So, in a nutshell, the next iteration x1 enters, A2 leaves. That is, x1 is the entering variable and A2 is the leaving variable. The remaining all you can do as it is. Please note, this shows the feasibility, this shows the optimality, and the feasibility condition selection, which is the leaving variable, is selected by the smallest positive ratio or the smallest non-negative ratio. Whether it is a minimization problem or maximization problem, the same rule is applicable. But here the entering variable here, that is different, the rule is different for maximization and that is different from minimization. That is what we have discussed. And which is the key number? Key number is 3. And here this is a key row. So, what is the rule for this? New number, what I am writing here is equal to old number divided by key number. So, 3 divided by 3, 1. And 1 divided by 3, 1 by 3, 0, 0, 0, 1. And as I told you, the second rule is new number equal to old number minus corresponding number in the key column multiplied by corresponding number in the new key row. If you apply the rule, in the key column you can put coolly 0, 0, 0. You can easily put. Even apply the rule, you will get the same. Next, you have to tell me what should I write. x1, 1, a1, 2 like this. 5m plus 1 minus 7m like this. This is a positive. There is one positive coefficient exists. Among them 0, 5m plus 1 divided by 3 minus 7m plus 4 by 3, 0 minus m 0. This is a positive, only one positive. So, this is the entering variable. This is the entering column, x2 enters. The next iteration, x2 enters. Which is the leaving variable? Find out the ratio. Leaving variable is found out by the ratio 1 divided by 1 by 3 is equal to 3, and 2 divided by 5 by 3 is equal to 6 by 5. Here it is 3 divided by 5 by 3, 9 by 5. Which is the smallest non-negative ratio? 3, 6 by 5, 9 by 5, 6 by 5. This is the smallest. So, this is corresponding to the second row. So, the second row, this is the ratio, this ratio is for this. So, this is the leaving variable and a1 leaves. So, from this what we find? The next iteration, x2 enters and a1 leaves. In order to get a better feasible solution, and we should check whether that is optimal again. So, repeat it. In place of a1, write x2, and this is a key number. 5 by 3 is a key number. The next iteration, x1 is present, x2 is present. In place of a1, write x2, and the key number is 5 by 3. Do the same operations following the two rules. We check whether the solution has improved. That means you will get a value less than this, and m should not be there. Clear? So, we will proceed.
Let me summarize that the minimization includes minimizing all the efforts taken to complete the project. Linear programming problem for minimization can be either two-dimensional or multidimensional. Finally, the important questions. Number 1, how do you identify a feasible solution for a minimization linear programming problem in graphical technique? Question number 2, in case of simplex technique, what type of difference will you find in the Z row for minimization problem compared to that of maximization problem? The last question, what are the steps to be taken to convert a maximization problem into a minimization problem or vice versa?